So a case that we had worked on in our Ocala office just last year was where a mother, along with her 2 kids, were traveling down Silver Springs Boulevard, heading west towards I-75. As they approached Interstate 75, they came across a red light, and as they slowed down, they were rear-ended, violently hit from the back end, and pushed into the intersection. As she was gathering her wits about her after this traumatic event took place, the driver that struck her in the rear end went around her and then left the scene of the accident. The police eventually did arrive and started canvassing the area, and they were able to find this particular driver. Our client was severely injured at the scene of the accident, and she was taken by ambulance to one of our local hospitals at HCA Ocala. There she was treated, diagnostic tests were run, CT exams, x-rays, and things of that nature. She was complaining of some severe low back pain and neck pain. She was discharged afterwards, and she came to Farah Farah. Once she came to Farah Farah, we were able to get back out to that scene. We were able to take some photographs. We were able to put the pieces back together as far as what happened and where it happened, when it happened. Almost creating a model of the scene, with weather conditions, time of day, where was the sun's position, and things of that nature. Basically what we're doing is, whether we think it's going to be an argument in the future or not, we're preparing ourselves for any type of argument that might come across later on in a case. Once we've had those opportunities to speak with our client and get all that information and get that scene together, our client continued treatment with some physical therapy as her back pain did not go away after a few days. So she did some conservative care, physical therapy, and things of that nature. That went on for a couple of months, but the pain just didn't subside, at least not to a level that made her comfortable. So the doctor had referred her for MRIs of her lower back. In doing these MRIs, the results of those showed that she had actually sustained a pretty severe herniated disc in her lumbar spine. This is information that we wouldn't have had but for these diagnostic tests. So once we were able to determine that she had sustained this bad herniated disc, she was referred from that point by her doctor to a specialist, which they reviewed those MRIs over with her, and they went over her options. Ultimately, what she ended up having to do is going through a series of spinal injections called epidural steroid injections. She went through these, and she was able to get more relief than she had been getting just purely through physical therapy. From a future standpoint, these injections do eventually wear off. So it's something that she has to consider for the remainder of her life. Farah Farah was hired right away on this particular case, so we were able to put all the pieces together. We were able to get that scene together. We were able to monitor the type of treatment that she was going through, and we were able to piece together the injuries and how those injuries corresponded back to the severity of the impact that she had on that particular day. By doing this, we were able to put together an entire synopsis of the accident, how it happened, as well as the injuries that resulted from it. The insurance company still tried to pull the tricks and say that these were all pre-existing injuries, but with good doctors comes good results and good information. So we were able to show that these were not pre-existing injuries. If you're ever involved in an automobile accident in Ocala or anywhere, it's important to get a hold of Farah Farah right away. First and foremost, there is no risk to you. But second, it allows our experienced team of attorneys and investigators to get out on the road and to put together a complex accident and piece everything together to better represent you going forward and to make sure that you are healed.